What up, YouTube? As promised, I told you I was going to make a short video telling you what SSD or M.2 SSD drive I did purchase. Before I do that, I'm just going to go over some of the specs Sony did announce and what the guidelines to follow. And it's just a lot of videos that I've been seeing lately. It's just people are just making panic videos. Like, Sony this, Sony that, and they're making it complicated. It's really not that complicated. It's just what would be nice on Sony's part is to just release the video. It tells people exactly what to do. What I'm highlighting here is the requirements. So it has to be a Gen 4 SSD drive, not a Gen 3, a Gen 4. Gen 4 is the latest and greatest. Sequential read speed has to be above 5.5 megabytes. Keep those two things in mind. In terms of like the module length, diameter, what the size is with a heatsink or without a heatsink, it really doesn't matter if you just know which one to pick. The only time it really comes into play is if you buy a solid state by itself without a heatsink, which is what this diagram is showing below. It shows the SSD with a heatsink. You have to worry about the dimensions and diameters and height and everything, so you can put it back in the right position and you can close the cap afterwards. If you choose the right one, you should be good. So now introducing the one I picked. This is a WD Black SN850 is the model. SN850 by Western Digital. It already comes with the heatsink, as you can see, already assembled with the SSD. So it's really just a plug. You just take it out the package, you put it into your PS5, and that's it. There's nothing else you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about diameters, length, anything. You just take it out the package, just like you would an Xbox storage cartridge that you buy. And you just plug it into the back of your PS5, and that is it. You don't have to worry about anything else. And speaking of, Mark Cerny, the actual designer of the PS5, this is the model he's decided to go with. So the information is there. It's just, I just don't know why people aren't providing the information to people to create less panic. It's like more people just more wanting to create clickbait videos just to, with the hoopla and everything. But if you just tell you what to get, like I say, look at this right here. It already comes with the heatsink already attached. All you gotta do is take it out the package, plug into your PS5, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to worry about, because it meets all Sony's requirements that I showed earlier. It's a Gen 4 chip. You see the sequential read speeds? 7,000. Write speeds above what Sony's requiring. So everything is up to par. It's really just plug and play. I'm going to introduce a video on here by this guy named Spawn Point, and I'll put a link to his video because he actually goes through the whole entire installation process. But I'll put a portion of his video here to show you what I mean when I say it's taking out the package, plug and play. Nothing too crazy. The version I did go with was a 1 terabyte version for about $229. And it's still pretty expensive. I think the one that Xbox is selling is about $219, so it's about the same price. And over time, it's going to drop. But just remember, when you do get it with heatsink. It says right there on the bottom, with heatsink, because it already comes already installed. So you don't have to worry about buying a separate heatsink and then attaching it to your flash drive. I mean, to your SSD. Sorry, not flash drive, but to your SSD. So here's just a closer picture of it. That's how it comes out of the package. There's no assembly needed. It's already done for you. All you have to do is take it out of the package, plug it and play. There's also another version that's coming out soon. It's called the FireKudo 530. You always have to remember these model names because it could throw you off. And these are the sizes that it comes in. 5, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and 4 terabyte. Same thing. In terms of specs, I'm not going to go over the specs, but they do meet Sony's guidelines. And that's how it looks already when it comes with the heatsink already installed. You don't have to do anything. Just take it out the package, plug and go. Take it out of the package, plug and go. Just like the Xbox's version. So I don't know why people aren't making videos like these just to clarify. Sony should have done the same thing, but Sony is trying to just hide liabilities, so just give you a little bunch of hoopla. Oh, don't do this and don't do that. But here's the video I'm talking about.
It needs to be a Gen 4 M.2 NVMe SSD with a capacity between 250 gigabytes and 4 terabytes. Plus the read speed needs to be 5,500 megabytes per second or faster. In terms of the dimensions of the SSD, well, I've put those on screen now. These are the maximum that will fit in that bay. And remember, these dimensions on screen, that needs to include the heatsink. So if you're buying an SSD without it, and you're going to add a third party, it needs to include both. So looking around online, there are at least 5 or 6 options available that will fit according to their dimensions. These include the Samsung 980 Pro, the Seagate FireCuda 530, and the Western Digital Black SN850. Most of these drives are available with and without the heatsink. I'll show you the 2 options that I bought now and how I installed them, then you can decide for yourself whether it's worth buying with or without a heatsink and then buying it separately. Ultimately, it comes down to saving money versus spending a little bit of time. So to get to that SSD slot that's inside the console, all we need to do is remove the rear plate. So that's the side that does not have the PS logo on. It's also the same side as the disk drive if you've got one. We just need to hold the top part of the plate and we need to pull and lift it at the same time and it will just slide down. Then under it there's this very small plate and there's just one single screw holding that in place. You just need to remove that. And that's it, we're now ready to take a look at the drives that we're going to install. Okay, so first up is the Western Digital Black SN850. This is with a heatsink built in. For testing, I've gone for a 500GB storage, but you can get either a 500GB, 1TB or 2TB drive. I've put the prices on screen now, which are likely to change over the coming months as the demand increases. So it meets all of the requirements set out by Sony and it should fit into the bay. But within the last couple of days, Western Digital themselves have actually confirmed it will work, although I'd already installed and used it by the time they announced it. So as it's got the heatsink built in, it's just a case of removing the tiny screw and the spacer from the PS5 and then just slotting the drive in. Once it's in, just add that original screw and spacer back on and refit that bay cover. Now this fits perfectly as expected with no issues so far.
So that's it, man. Like I said, it's take it out of the package, plug and go. So to me, it's over time you see the difference in terms of pricing because with more people coming into the market with more SSDs, it's going to create a competition for everybody. So the price is going to drop eventually in maybe a year or two. But with the Xbox Series version, it's proprietary to Xbox. You have to buy it from Xbox, so the price is standard, unless they decide to drop the price for competition purposes. But there you have it. That's the version I went with, which is this version right here, which is the WD Black 850 model with heatsink. So, all right, man, mine doesn't arrive till Monday, so I was looking at a lot of videos. I kept saying the same thing. I'm like, can anybody just make one video that just explains it? And the only video I could find was the video from that guy I just mentioned, SpawnPoint. He was the only one that actually he just so happens that he had the same model I bought. And he made exactly the kind of video I was expecting somebody to make. And nobody was doing it. All you were hearing last week was just people complaining about how crazy it was going to be for soccer moms. I'm like, hey, why you got to make soccer moms sound like they're stupid? They're human too. They can read up stuff on the internet. But I put the info here for anybody that subscribes to my channel. If you did have any questions about it, you can also hit me up in the comment section. I'll try to answer most of it. But I hope this video, as well as the video from SpawnPoint, hopefully clarifies what you need in terms of trying to get an SSD for your PS5 whenever Sony opens up the software for us to go ahead and attach SSDs to our PS5. Alright, so like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me one time. Bang! And until next time, fellas, as usual, I'll holler at you dudes later. Alright, one.